page 8 of our packet. Triangles equal 180. So I got 60 plus 70 is 130 plus x. So how do I move the 130? How do I move it to the other side? Subtract 130. Subtract 130. So 180 minus 130. What is 180 minus 130? 50. So x is equal to 50. X is equal to 50. So we have our missing angle. But missing no more. All right, number 2. Number 2. Still a triangle, so you know it has to equal 180. It's a triangle, so it has to equal 180. So I give you 55, I give you an x, and I give you a square. What does this little square mean? 90, right? So this is a hidden, it's in disguise, a secret 90. It's not really that secret anymore. Everybody knows. So we're going to go 90 plus 55 plus x is 180. So everybody add 90 plus 55. 90 plus Okay. What's 90 plus 55? 145 plus x equals 180. So I have to subtract 145, subtract 145. So 180 minus 145. All right, what do we got? What's 180 minus 145? 35. Nice. All right. Number 3. You have 2 x's, right? So when you have 2 x's, you still do the same thing. It's x plus on x. So there's 2 x's, so I write them both down. X plus my 50 still equals 180, right? So even though there's 2 x's, well, we write them down. Treat them like numbers. Those 3 numbers all have to equal 180. Now, what is x plus x? What is x plus x? 2x. So let's write that down. 2x plus 50 equals 180. 2x plus 50. 2x plus 50. 2x plus 50 equals 180. What's the first number that I move? The 2 or the 50? 50 minus 50 minus 50. All right, do that, do that. First move the 50s. How do I move the 2? How do I move the 2? Divide by 2, divide by 2. All right, so take 130 and divide it by 2. Don't count. All right, are we good with number 3? What do we got? So you have an answer for number 2, you have an answer for number 3. I'm not writing it down. Alright. You finish it. I both for number 2 and number 3, I didn't write my answers. Alright. Number 4. This one's an easy one. This is 48 in here. It's just too small. 22 goes in there, right? And then x. So write your equation. 22 plus 48 plus x all equals 180. Okay, so you're given 22, you're given 48, so you put those two, then you're given an x. So 22 plus 48 plus x equals 180. So let's do that one. I don't think I'm going to write anything else down, but you're going to finish it. And you know what I'm going to do in 5 minutes, right? I'm going to ask you to take a picture. Okay, so add these two, then subtract it. Add those two, then subtract. Then you'll get the x. I'm not writing anything else down. All right. Okay, number 5. Whoa, we have a lot of missing information. They didn't give us any numbers. Or did they? Yep, what is this? This is actually a 90, right? So you have x, x, and 90. So we're going to write that down. You'll probably get these on the SBAC. X plus 90 equals 180. What is x plus x? 2x. So you have a 2x plus a 90 equals 180. All right, that's all I'm gonna write down. You should be able to do the rest. You should be able to do the rest. Good. That's great. Let's see. All right, and assignment, triangle, packet, page 8, correct? Okay, with work, of course. All right, the last one is all x's, right? X, 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 x. So, oh, wait. There's one more thing I need to add to this before you turn it in. Forgot. Good thing I remembered. X plus x plus x all equals 180. What is x plus x plus x? So you have 3x equals 180, right? And then how do I move the 3? What do I have to do? Divide by 3. I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it. Just when you thought we were finished, we are not finished. We have to name them. Do you guys remember the vocabulary? Are we done with this, or should I give you 2 more minutes? Are we good? We're done with 5 and 6? You are or not? All right, set timer for 2 minutes. Before you turn in this picture, I haven't even published it yet. You have to name it. We're gonna go over the names, and then you have to go back and name them now. But if you're awesome and cool and you can name them before I can, go for it. But we're gonna go back and name them in a minute. So I won't publish it yet. Let's see. Okay. Upload a picture of page 8 packet. Make sure you name all the triangles. 2 names each. Some of you are naming, just giving me one name. I need 2 names. All right. If we go to page 9, here's another pop quiz that I won't grade. But let's see. Do you remember, based on the sides, what do you call a scalene triangle? How many equal sides in a scalene triangle? None. Very good. No equal sides. No equal sides. Isosceles. How many equal sides for an isosceles? 2. 2 equal sides. 2 equal sides. Equilateral. All equal sides. All equal sides. All right. Now we're going to look at the angles. How many acute angles do you need in a triangle to make it a acute triangle? 3. Good. Acute, all 3 acute angles. They all have to be acute. All of them. Todos. All of them. What makes it an obtuse? How many obtuse angles do you need? 1. 1 obtuse angle. And then a right, how many right angles do you need in a triangle? 1. 1 right, 1 obtuse, and 3 acute. 3 acute. 1 obtuse, 1 right. All right. Excuse me. So, number 1. Let's go back to number 1. 2 names. 2 names, 2 names, 2 names. And make sure I can see them. Number 1. Let's look at the angles. 60, 70, 50. Are any of them 90? Right. Nope. Are any of them obtuse? Nope. So they're all acute. All of them are less than 90. So we call this one, Yaneli, acute. Oops. Acute. Now, what about the sides? We don't have any measurements outside, but here's the trick. Are any of the angles equal? No. So if none of the angles are equal, none of the sides are equal. So what do we call it when no sides are equal? Scalene. So this number 1 is called an acute scalene. Number 1 is called an acute scalene. Acute because all the angles are less than 90, and scalene because none of the angles are equal. None of the angles are equal. All right, I'll do number 2 with you. What do we call the first name? Right. You see it has a 90 degrees. If it has 1, you're good. It's called a right. It's called a right. As soon as you see a 90 degrees, that's it. You're done. It's called a right. Now, are any of the angles equal? Are any of them the same number? Nope. So none of the sides are equal. So what do we call a triangle that has no equal sides? Scalene. So this one's called a right scalene. Does it matter the order? No. It's just easier to start with the angles. All right. So I'm done. Set timer for 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. 1 minute per problem. What do we call this one? What do we call this one? What do we call this one? Look at the angles. Look at your notes. Flip it back and forth. Flip it. Read it. All acute. 1 obtuse. 1 right. All acute. Feel free to look back at your notes. Look back at your notes. 2 names for each. 2 names for each. 2 names for each. See, if you're ready, I can check it. Remember, it's so much easier when you're brain. 2 names for each. Oh, they're the same names. It's, you told me obtuse, and then you told me great. Oh, so you have 1 for me. Remember, 1 name from one side, 1 name from the other side. You can't do 2 names from each. I'm going as fast as I can't. Name them. Oh, no. You need something, Brandon? No, good, good. I need to be in trouble or anything crazy like that. Crazy. If you're ready, you can upload to Canvas. Upload to Canvas. Upload to Canvas. Does everybody remember how to upload a Canvas? Okay. All right. What page do you want to do? 10, 11, or 12? Which page do you guys want to do? Well, don't, before you shout out, look at all 10, 11, or 12. Which one do you want to do? 10, 11, or 12? 10, 11, or 12. Which one do you think you guys want to do? 10, 11, or 12? We're totally going to take a vote. And I'm totally going to do whatever you say. I'm totally not going to be a dictator and just tell you what to do. All right. What are you guys going to do? How many of you vote for 10? 11? 12. 10 would be the easiest one. 12 is the hardest one.
Let's do 10.
I agree. Alright. 10 is the easiest one. Alright. For 10, I'm going to do the bottom part with you. And then you'll do the top. Okay, what does complementary mean? What does complementary have to add up to? Complementary. Starts with a C. Good. Complementaries add up to 90. They look like an L. They look like an L. They look like an L. All right. What is supplementary? Supplementary. Add up to 180. What does it look like? Straight line. These are the straight line ones. All right. For those of you who are like visual, here's a picture of it. All right, angles in a triangle. So what do triangles add up to? We just did a whole bunch of them. What do add up to? What? Good. Add up to 180. So a triangle, right? X, X, X. Triangle. They all add up to 180. Triangles add up to 180. Triangles add up to 180. Okay. The hardest one, because I don't think you really learned it, vertical angles. Vertical angles are opposite. It's like one's on the top and one's on the bottom. One's on the left, one's on the right. Vertical angles are opposite and are equal to each other. They're equal to each other. They're like they're identical twins. They're identical twins. That's the one where you have an X. And if this is 100, guess what else is 100? The bottom one's 100. So vertical angles are equal to each other, but they're opposite. So if one's on the top, the other one's on the bottom. If one's on the left, the other one's on the right. So they're opposite each other. Okay, we're good? All right. Now, using all of this information, we're going to solve for these. Okay? What does number 1 look like? Number 1 looks like a straight line. So, supplementary. So, I'm going to label this. This is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. All right, Brandon. So you're solving for all of these letters up here, huh? Everybody is, not just you. I know you're not the only kid in the class. So, a couple minutes. So you're solving for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and this is actually the easiest worksheet. Actually, yeah. The math, for this one, all you're doing is you're either subtracting by 180 or 90. So for A, are we using 180 or are we using 90 for A? 90 is this. 180. Right? So it's 180 because it's flat. What about B? What are we using? 90 or 180? 90. Letter C, there's no math for letter C. There's no math for letter C. C is the easiest one. There's no math involved. Letter C, there's no math. So you can plug in C with no math. No calculator. There's no math for letter C. I got one more thing I gotta teach you about triangles. That's it. And then we go into 3D shapes. What shapes? Do I get to play with those cute thingies? I don't know. I remember. I mean, there is one thing. I think we do. We cut and glue. Great. We sure did a lot of coffee that day. You see it? All right, Brandon. Focus on yourself. What? Stop. We're still recording. All right. We're done with A and B. A subtract by 180. B is 90. B is 90. Subtract by 90. B is 90. C is the easiest one, Yaneli. C is there's no math. C is vertical. Vertical means equal. So easy. D and E is just what we did in class. D and E is what we just did. All you're doing is subtracting. All you're doing is subtracting. what's 180 minus 65 for the very first one? 180. Huh? Yeah, good. And for B, you have to subtract by 90. Good. And C, there's no math. C, it's that number.
How do you do D?
D is like what we did on page 8. That's what we did on page 8. So add the two numbers and then subtract by 180. D and E and G is what we just did in class. F, subtract by 90. Super easy, subtract by 90. And then H, what is H? H is the same. Quick, name a number.
100.
¿Eh? 100? Seriously? No, ya perdiste, ya perdiste. I mean, you're getting better. You're getting better at calling out in the 25. These kids. We're trying to improve your grades here. At least some of us are. Alright.
I'm done with D. It's 25.
Which one?
D.
Okay. So Dario said 100, so we'll make it 100. Give me a second, let me fix it. You can't upload yet. Upload a picture of page 10. $100,000,000. Alright. Refresh and it's there. I'll come around and check. Where's my answer key? Did I leave it with you guys? 100 points. Page 10 is 100.
I did.
Well, make sure you upload it when you get home. It was so easy.
How do you do E?
How do you do E? Like we did on, like you do D.
How much points did you get?
I'm gonna change it. It was 10 points, but I mean we did a lot of work on page 8. It should be like 50, huh? This one. Totally. What's up? A? A, it has to equal 180 because it's a straight line. Has to equal 180. Equals, F has to equal 90. Has to equal 90.
How you do that?
Which one? E? E is just like we did that thing. Brendan? I mean, not Brendan.
How you do that?
F is like B. They have to equal 90. Has to equal 90. Has to equal 90. These are equal to each other. This plus this. Plus 90. This equals 90. You get 90 and then you get 152. So let me see. does not become a 7? What does the 9 become? Alright, on the front. On the front, you're doing 2, 4, 6. On the front, you're doing 2, 4, 6. What? 2, 4, 6 on the front. And on the back, you're doing all of the back except the graphic. You don't have the graphic. You keep graphing it. Graph it. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. All of the back. 2, 4, 6, all the back. You can skip the graphing. Don't skip the table. Skip the graphing. So, on the homework, you do this, but you can skip this part. But I need you to do this part on the homework. Alright.